Morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, April 20, and the week is about to begin. So I'm just done with my weekend screening, wherein I put all the names which are setting up in a list, and which is sort of the master list, which I go through or keep near myself, in front of myself for the whole week, and then it again begins next week. You get rid of the whole list and get a new one. So I'm going to just go through today's list. And all the names which are there in the list would be either one of these following three broad categories. One would be the sort of a more focused on tightness. Some of So there will be like flag or tightness based. This the setup as a whole overall. By that, what I mean is the chart might not look very pretty, but it would be there in the list purely because the last few days price action is extremely tight. Okay, and the second category would be big base, either breakouts which are already done or which are about to break out. And there would be reversal based breakouts, and this is the kind of big bases which are more predominantly present in the market, simply because that is in line with the market structure. The market structure currently is also trying to make a bigger reversal base after a downtrend. And the other one, which is slightly rare, which only will have like I think 5 or 10 names in this, is the big base continuations. Yes, so that would be the prior uptrend, and then the downtrend is not in line with the market, which means they did not fall much, or rather even after they fell they came back, and now they are challenging the previous pivot high before the base had started, which is the start of the base. So this is something which I call O'Neill pivots, and O'Neill pivots are almost the high of the this one, and they will also have a previous the uptrend rather than a downtrend, like in case of the big base reversal. So big bases and flags, these are the only two possible setups in the market for any participants, be it a beginner or a non-beginner. So okay, very long introduction. So what I'll do is I will quickly get rid of this and show you the list. So this is a list again. It's slightly bigger one. How many names are there here? Around about 70 names. And I know that there are some people have systems in which they don't like to have more than 5-10 names. This is a weekly list, so the idea from here is to fish the top 5 or top 10 names which you think are extremely um, extremely actionable the next day. Okay, and hopefully I will manage to do that here as well. So now quad future is looks like an IPO base, and this region here, the price action is not so great, but this region here, 1 2 3 for last 5 days, the tightness is extremely tight. Okay, um, so why do I say the tightness is extremely tight? You might look like this is a slightly uh, uh, less tighter name, but if you just look at how what is the what is the range of the last 5 candles, you'll see it's minus 7.8 or so. Even if you look at the last 3 candle, it's below 7. Now below 7 looks higher, but if you look at the ATR of the stock, which is 7.6, so this means that it is actually right now tight. And also, yeah, so that's why this is there in the list. Now ice make, as I told you, this would be a continuation based breakout. You can see that there's a prior uptrend, and then after like a this looks this looks like a good base which has broke out on last week, last in fact the last day of the week. Okay, so if you like to be more accurate, so this would be a slightly slanting, positively sloping trend line would be the base breakout. This one. So yes, there would be an entry possible here, but not suitable for swing people. This would more suitable for positional guys who can keep size low and have like a deeper stop loss. The below 1020 is also like minus 15 degrees, so the best thing would be to have a tightness, and then it would be more actionable. Oswal Agro is also a big base. The better, so you can see that the problem with a lot of these names are, they will give you a slightly longer stop. So PBCs are what I prefer here. Any, so now this has clipped the previous all-time high. Any now I would be looking for any sort of tightness. Paras is a developing a reversal base, and this is still on a downtrend. This is still on a downtrend, but I'm putting it here is because the EPS and sales are really good numbers. Plus, this is also from a defense space, and defense has been doing really well in the so this is also like forming a reversal base breakout. So it's in line with the market, and that is partially the reason also. And the other reason is that you can see that there is an actionable pivot here, although the pivot is slightly higher than the 1021. But these two inside bars, tandem inside bars, are what this makes it makes it, in my opinion, an actionable setup. Amy Organics, this looks not so great. The base does not look great at all. Although it's at around the all-time highs, you can see that EPS sales changes are really good, 278, 142% EPS change, sales percent change also 40, 60. So there is a reason why this is at the all-time highs. But like I said, the base is choppy. But as a swing trader, you can look at the last two candles here, the very tight, and so this would give you an actionable pivot. Okay. Um, SHK, this is a reversal base, and not just a reversal. I mean, this hasn't reversed yet. This, we are still low, printing lower highs, but there is an actionable or 2-day tight candle there. JSW Energy is again a reversal base, uh, nowhere near to the breakout point, which would be around 585 ish, but above all key MAs, and there are two very tight names, which gives you, for short-term swing traders, an actionable pivot. Now it's it depends on you to, if you want to trade these names or not. I'm just going through list of names which are tradable. Okay, so Wind, again very similar, reversal base and an actionable pivot there. ITC Hotels, now this is a better one, so I believe this would be something which is worthy of being an actionable setup the next day. So um, IPO, IPO base, IPO, or I don't know, this is a demerger, so I don't know if they call it IPO, doesn't matter, it's a very new stock. Then there is a breakout here, uptrend, and this is in fact the first time after the breakout it is come and setting up on the on the key moving averages. So 3 days tight, although the ranges has been expanding, but I believe that this is still a tight a base. So if you look at last 3 days, range is around 3.5%. Total range, not a single candle range, last 3 days total range. Okay, and the ATR is 4.06, so that means Carter would be all over this name. Let's go to Hariom Pipes. It's a decent reversal base, also 2-day tight. So now Supriya is a continuation base, really nice continuation base. Now there was a failed breakout, or let's say a fake out, because the stock broke out and on the same day it squatted, so it would be a fake out rather than a failed breakout. But again, after this Black Monday, it has again come back and set up at around a pivot. Okay, so this is also a very good setup in my opinion, although yeah, so if you look at the volatility, this volatility as a standalone looks bad, but you know how volatile the market was around this time as well. So now again it's set up. um, I actually think this is also an actionable setup there. I am I'm very scared that this video is going to be a long one because I have to power through a long list of stocks. So what I do is I try and be a little faster here. Okay, so Rosary, um, actually looking back, I don't like this as much. Solara is a reversal base now. Um, Not so much actionable, but I like it. You can see that EPS getting better after like really bad quarters here. It's a reversal base, so I would want to look how it does. HAL slightly in line with the defense name. It's still on a downtrend. The best thing would be to form a larger base here after this uptrend. But even then, if not, the three tight candles makes it an extremely um, um, actionable one. So even if I don't put it on the main line, I would put it near, so that I can. Uh, so so Cochin Shipyard is something which I really like. This is a reversal base, or one could say this is a potential base of a longer base. If you look at it is around 60% deep. Now O'Neill doesn't like bases which are more than 60% deep. His sweet spot is around 30 to 40, but who cares? The shipbuilding names are setting up really nice. Of course, the main man is the other guy, Masdoc, but this is still something which is worthy to track. And you can see that previous high, and then and then again down, then this is the previous high. So right now there is a tight area around previous high. So something to now Laurus Lab. If you just look at this area, this is such a dirty, ugly looking base. But if you look at a weekly time frame, there could be a base breakout here. Okay, this is a huge base. If you look at monthly also, not monthly, yes, monthly also, this is like a, although this is a very on a daily, it's a very ugly looking base. But what happens is, once this ugliness once the price gets past this ugly space, then the price action can be or could be more smoother. And you can also see EPS after a long time, 1.9, like March 23, and like, in fact, when we had the bull market, this name did not have a great performance from a fundamental point of view. Although I apologize to talk anything about fundamentals because I don't know shit. But just by looking at EPS and sales, it did not have a great time. But suddenly, December 24 is the time it starts to. So, who knows? This could do better in the coming days once this base gets taken out. So, I'd also be very interested on the results, which is due next week on April 24th. Yeah. So definitely watching this space. HPL is a reversal base. Yeah. So this to keep a good eye on them. RPEL. Now this is a stock which is already in BSE but now has shifted, and also in NSE now. Looks like inverse head and shoulders to me in the base. Oh, hold on, head and shoulder kind of a base, but who knows? This is not a great setup, but I just had this because there's a pivot which I can use in case this breaks out. But I will take it off the list. Skipper, the reversal base could be a base of this huge base. Just for people who are unable to understand what I mean by this is, uh, I'm just trying to picture a base formation something like this, and if that is the case, this is the low of that base. Okay, so these are Now, PGEL is, in my opinion, an actionable base. I really like this because it looks like the EMS sector is a sector which has a multi a decadal, it's a decadal theme, and it probably is at the nascent stages again. Yeah, so there's a continuation big base, went up, gave back a lot of the gains, but uh, recovered it quickly as well. So minus 40 is a really good, minus 40 is a really good base depth, in line with what Mr. O'Neill would have liked. And then um, every time it is, coming back and bouncing off the 50, bounces off the 50, and then there is an actionable pivot here. So I would, even this is a big base, I would really like to look at it. Skipper, I think yeah. Zentech as well. I like the name. I like how they've been performing, but yeah, may not be a great name currently. So what I do is I pull these names from a lot of different sources. The number one source would be my relative strength list from top to bottom, and then I also go through the tightness list. I also go through the volume buzz list, and then I prepare this list. So it's also a lot of elimination after that. Skipper, we've gone through SJVN, reversal base, nothing exciting right now. Motherson Sumi is also a reversal base, still on a downtrend. There are three good candles, tight candles here, so that's the reason it's on the list. HBL Engineering, similarly, uh, still on a downtrend, but there are three tight candles here. Tamaki, Huh, huh, Tamaki India. It's also a big reversal base. Currently, um, the 50 has been slapping here, and the price action is extremely tight. So if you look at the ATR 4.6, whereas the last four candles has been housed in a range of 3.86. So this is really tight, and again, it's a reversal base for sure. And there seems to be, although the color of the candles are red, this there looks to be some kind of accumulation to me, and I would like to look at it closely. Um, Dynama Tech, reversal base. Nelco Limited reversal base. Hind Rectifier, reversal base. We have found similar lows. Let's see if this breaks out or not. The EPS and sales are really good. So BBL, Bharat Bijli, reversal base. SRF. Now this guy has been a winner, rather a relatively strong name all throughout the campaign, all throughout this time when we had the markets were going sideways. This was one of the three names which were really strong, with Bajaj Finance and Kotak all through the this one. So if you look at, yeah, so after 2025 January, when the whole market did this, if you look at the M swing, it did the opposite. So relative strength scores and all, it's also really great for this guy. So this is actually a big base breakout which happened, either you can say here, or you can say this is the breakout DTL line. On Black Monday, it came down here and then swiftly regained back. So ideal case scenario, I would like a base here, 50, 1020 to catch up. But this is definitely uh, something you can follow. SKF India, reversal base, great tightness, three really very tight stocks. Tight days. Orpen Lab, it's a reversal base. Kirloskar Industries, reversal base. Kirloskar Brothers, reversal base. Oriental Aromatics. Now you look what's happening here very carefully. Okay, so OAL, after a huge run, 2021, it's still down a lot since almost I think 60-70% down from the high, and now around the previous low it has been forming a, a basing kind of a structure. So basically what's happening is it is refusing to go down, and then the key moving averages are getting flattened, and finally the price is above the key moving averages. Okay, so this kind of a structure or a name is good if someone already has a fundamental inkling to the stock. Okay, and this is more so for long-term traders who sort of know that okay, maybe OL is now turning around. And quick look at the EPS and sales numbers also gives me a very good feeling from. So since December 22 and all of this time, 0. 0.4 minus 0.7, 0.78, and March 24, which is fairly recently, a year back, it started to do well. The numbers 3.34, uh, December 2.1, right? So um, could be that there is a turnaround going on, and the price action also depicting a similar story, and this looks good to me, even though it's a reversal base. Okay, and it's a very small company, and once these very small companies starts to move, they can move fairly quickly. The only thing which stops people from going into these, of course, is if they have a really large account. The other thing is they are also very scared of the circuits and stuff like that. But again, if you have your sizes in control, risk managed uh, in other ways, I think these names are extremely tradable. Can't help it, the video is probably gonna be long, even if I did not want it to. So BEL, so what kind of a base is this? BEL is a great, in my opinion, a great continuation base. It's a prior uptrend, and then we are now basing inside DTC downtrending channel. The downtrending channel has a very not a very strong slope downwards also. So these bases are not bad. Okay, so this would be a great time to, I mean, this DT, this breakout, so is a actionable one. um this day would have been an actionable one, but I would love to see some more tightness here. And SML Isuzu is another, again, there's a reversal base, and this, again, this is like a very deep base, not 23 1000. And now after this huge HVQ HVY led up move, we now have a flag. So if you remember this it is this. So forget about whatever the setup looks like on a longer time frame. On a very smaller time frame, it is a peak flag. Okay, so after that there is tightness now, 3-4 days of tight action. I was slightly early on this day because I thought, okay, this is a good place to get in. um, okay, so dark, yeah, this is a reversal base, and now it's getting tighter. So this is also not a very great name, but it's just there in the list. GMR Pui Pui is a reversal base. So now this, perhaps the base of this base is already done here, and now we will get, so any entry here would have been the lower cheat entry. Now we are at a point where we could perhaps get a cheat entry which is around the middle of the base. The Right now, as a swing trader, I don't think it's an ideal place, although you have two tight days. The other thing you also want as a swing trader is for the tightness to occur at a low risk area, which is when the key moving averages catch up. Having said that, these names can break out even after the tightness. The number of days is just two, or it is extended. Now Balu Forge is, this is a base breakout, and then a longer base, and then now here would be the one can call it cheat pivot. If that's the case, then the stock has to move up from here, and any sort of tightness developing in around this area can be an actionable setup. Sundaram Finance. Well, last year it was a I mean, not last year. Last week it was a more actionable setup on this day. I remember discussing in my last weekly video here. But this is also a reversal setup, or rather, we can call it the. This is the lower cheat or cheat entry, and this looks like it is going to be a big base, something like. Uh, yeah, so if you look at something like Bharati Airtel, there's a bigger base. So this is somewhere here. All right. So yeah, so this is currently not actionable as a swing trader because this is slightly extended. But we keep these things in front of you so that you don't miss, right? So Sangvi movers is potentially trying to make a reversal base now. um, the stock has been on a downtrend, and if you depends upon how you draw your trend lines, it looks like a downtrend line breakout. But the thing with sloping uh, trend lines with a higher slope is that if it comes back and retests, then the pullback will be deeper. uh, However, you can then draw zones of the previous resistances here, and then I mean any pullbacks around here with the key EMAs catching up could be low risk. One other thing while trading reversal basis is also it's good to have some inkling or some knowledge about the fundamentals of the company, so that uh, it adds to the conviction. The other name is Force Motors. Now you can see that how a lot of names you see are probably around here making reversal bases, and this guy was there a couple of weeks ago, and now this is almost making an O'Neill pivot. So sort of the cup is ready, and the possibly the handle is now getting ready. Now who knows how long this handle would be, but anyways, even if it is like 3 to 4 5 weeks long, that would make this setup even better. And the actionable entry would be when it is breaking out from the O'Neill pivot, or from resistance of the O'Neill pivot in some ways, or a very tight area right below that. So if that's the case, then it is not exactly actionable at the moment, but definitely it has a lot of potential to develop into a great base breakout going forward. BF utility, it's not a great looking setup. If you look at closer, there's a tight area here. Maybe, yeah, maybe I'll not keep this. There's a lot of better names. Simplex again, prior uptrend, increase in volatility. Anything when there's volatility increase at the side, there is a base coming in, is the feeling. Now this is the cup, this is the handle, and that would be my pivot. Small name, so all of those things you just make sure that you look at liquidity and things like that. Okay, looks like a great setup to me. Good setup. Where we Centrum, Force Motors. Oh yeah, Centrum. Now Centrum is again, if you look at the setup, looks really whack. Not a good base at all. uh, I the Yeah, actually not a good base at all. um, the only thing I think it's here is because the EMS group is I think there is strength coming in there. So GRSE, another name from the shipbuilding names, like I said, um, with Cochin Shipyard, this is another name. It's really, there is there is there is clarity here. Okay, there is a very defined pivot above which there is a buy, below which there is not a buy, and currently it's sitting right below there. A couple of days more tied, and this will become even more actionable in my opinion. Now if you don't want to hold let's say a lot of names from the from the same space, then you have you have to look at some ways to say which one is more actionable. Is it GRSE? Is it Cochin Shipyard? Then the things you can look at is, okay, what's the base depth? The deeper the base, I mean, if it is 30-40 is good, उससे ज़्यादा deep थोड़ा अच्छा नहीं होता है. Then the other thing you can look at is what is the ATR on an average, how much move it can give once it's get into its bullish character. Has the stock given one way explosive moves in the past? So yeah, so those are the things that one should use to then rank between two very similar looking setups. JWL not so great, still on a huge downtrend, but currently above all key EMAs getting tight. Okay, R power, big base, continuation base, and the this sort of a line would be a good one as a as a pivot. SW Solar is a nice reversal base. uh, yeah, some more tightness in this area, and then you will it'll be more actionable. Windlass, hold on, Windsor Machines, it's a great reversal base in my opinion. The around here would be the least 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 zone of line of resistance, and yeah, this would be an actionable buy. Uflex, so couple of things about Uflex. Very deep base, but if you look at very deep base and it's a reversal base, breakout happened last Friday or Thursday, recent candle. Currently it's extended, and there is no tightness, but this I'm interested in this base because I think that like it could start like a up move to at least its previous high. If you look at the larger time frame, uh, the stock in its the larger time frame, you can look at it's currently at a very at a zone of support. um, even if you go, yeah, yeah, so this looks to me at a zone of this one support, and that's the reason why I would be interested in this to trade the continuation after this reversal. Also looks like since last year, the results are starting to get back in in favor. Okay, so all right. uh, I would watch this carefully, so I would want it to be more near to my uh, Raymond. Still on a downtrend, but there is actionable here. So this, if you look at just this part, this looks actionable here. Although we have better names even in this category. Now, Ganesh Eco was an actionable entry on this day. Uh, the the two things important for a swing trader is the stock is not extended, so you can see that it was very close to 1021, and then there is some tightness so that you can have a smaller stop loss, so you can have a inside bar below this inside bar as a stop loss. So if you manage to enter here, so you would have gotten 5% or so stop loss. That's the max. If you want go intraday, or just the low of the day was also a good name. EPS starting to get better, sales starting to get better. That's all my that's where my fundamental starts and ends. Thangma is again doesn't look like a clean base, but it's a base in the making. So I would like to have a closer watch. Bharti Hexacom. IPO name, prior uptrend, and then sort of trying to break out or has broken out from this very ugly looking base. It's a flat base. So the more actionable area would have been here. Um, Currently, it's volatile, but that's what happens sometimes. Like once you get a good entry, then you can even let it be volatile because the direction where this stock the price direction is probably on the up. So not as actionable setup, but something which I would like to keep in. Uh, Bharti Airtel. So if you look at the continuation big basis, the number of stocks from the large caps are far higher than the number of stocks from the smaller mid cap space. And Bharti Airtel was one such name. Where was the pivot? The pivot was here. Um, this is the previous high, the highest point in the base, the O'Neill pivot, and then the actionable day was this. This was the day it broke out, and then we had a follow through. Is it actionable currently? No. Uh, any pullback to the 1021 would be an actionable name. You can look at, oh my god, December 24 EPS. What the hell happened here? 5 2 4 3 6 6 24. So I don't know what's happening here. Um, but it's a very good stock. Shriram Finance. Now this is a base which is slightly maturing, and also again this is coming from uh, a bigger a larger cap, and you can see this is the 1T, the bigger cup, possibly the handle, and then it's around the high of the handle. So it's a good one. And the strength in the banks and the financial names is not something which will hit you suddenly. All of this time, financials were the ones which took the lead uh, in uh, in declaring themselves as uh, the potential sector to lead. So some actionable areas and entries here would have been put you in a good stead currently to act again here. PCBL, sort of the basis, the low of the base is probably in, and now the right side of the base is starting to form. There is an actionable pivot here. Yeah, very similar. Reliance Infra also. I think this is the post potential low, and there is an actionable pivot here. Pulsi Bazaar also. This is a reversal base, and this would be the pivot. Now Saregama looks really ugly here, but one thing I want you to take out from this ugly looking base is that the the volatility has been declining. Okay, and this doesn't look like your very clean textbook kind of a VCP base, but if the volatility declines further and further, this would soon become a, a base which is actionable. And if you look at a long-term chart, this actually is the handle part of a bigger uh, cup and handle like a base. Okay, I'm saying cup and handle like because the time frame is not of an ideal cup and handle from O'Neill, so that's why I'm saying cup and handle like base. So that's why I want to keep this in near my screen. If you look at the weekly chart, this week looked like an actionable area. Okay, so okay, very soon we are going to end the list. Now this looks like, you can see now the difference between Masdoc and your other shipbuilding names like GRSE and what's the other one, Cochin Shipyard. You can look at the base price is right now at the O'Neill pivot or the all-time high of Mazgaon versus GRSE and Kochi not so much, right? So it clearly then tells you that which one is the leader. It's right now Mazgaon down. Doesn't ऐसा नहीं है कि Cochin and Shipyard will not catch up and at some point of time might not do well. It depends because everything will change. Fundamentals, price action, demand supply is changing, but for now, right now, Nasdaq is the leader uh, as compared to these two. And even though right now there is not a on actionable this one actionable area, any tightness here could make it more actionable. So even as a swing trader, a positional trader ke liye to this is a peak setup and should be at high priority list for sure. Even as a swing trader, this should be very near to the priority list because once this sets up, it's an added bonus because stocks from a bigger base goes to higher space. So even if you are entering as a swing trade, this could then turn out to be a great positional trade. So I always try to keep those names which are setting up also as a bigger base so that going forward, if the market changes, then the number of decision I need to take to get in and get out would be minimum. Okay, even as a swing trader, that has to be your aim. HDFC Life, you can look at, this is a very nice base now, trying to go to the O'Neill pivot, and also from a longer time, bigger in a higher time frame, this is an extremely bigger base. Like this is extremely good. This is almost in the same category as your Bajaj Finance, your Airtel, and it's also a smaller market cap. Okay, so yeah, this is something which I really like. Although it's not entirely set up actionably right now, this is the name I would like to uh, keep near. KPI green. This is a reversal base getting tighter here, tighter and tighter. So we'll see how this pans out. EPAC. Now this is another name from the space, EMS space, I think, and this is broken out of this reversal base. Okay. Now people really do not like the 5% name. I am trying my best to get myself out of that um, bias and yeah, as swing trading, I would, I wouldn't say this is a bad setup. Any breakout of this tight area, which probably is going to lengthen, is good. There are other examples like this which has worked. So say uh, say well, Panacea was at O'Neill pivot, um, but say Senko, very similar to that. So that can EPEC can do that. MRPL, it's still in early stage 1 or late stage 4, still downtrend. But if you look at locally, there's a prior uptrend with huge volumes. uh, Stock is now pulled back to the 1021 and now is getting tighter at the right side of that. So is an actionable setup in my opinion. So I would like to push up. Maybe there, no, we'll have to see. Josh again. This is uh, uh, a setup which is near the O'Neill pivot. Would I like some more tightness here and a bigger handle formation? Yes, but if the price breaks out here in the next few days, would that be a valid entry? The answer is also yes. So this will certainly go up. Kiri, same thing. T1, T2, perhaps these two T's are of the same T. So we will say this is sort of the contraction one. The second contraction is here. and if the third contraction come, it would be really great. This is the pivot, so this will also go here. Yeah, so this would be like the actionable list for me, uh, which are which I like, really like. Some of them are not set up yet, like Masdog. Um, and then there is a second bit of actionable, uh, like MRPL, GRSE, Cochin, maybe Hall as well, Simplex, the marquee. So all of these are like the, in my opinion, like this personal opinion, second line. But yeah, if these names work, and as and when they set up, and so now that you have demarcated this, maybe you can demarcate it one more, put like another section, and after that every day you can just chop and change, say which names did really well, and then you can quickly look at them, or just go through the list the entire week if you do not have time to make this list again and again. Okay, so that's all for this weekend's scanning session. I hope you like it. If you did, then you are welcome to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye bye.